I agree with you. I think one of the things, design and remodeling contractors, to me, is that says a lot versus a design build. And what I mean by that is just, I don't know very many companies that have 3 designers working on one project. I know companies that have 3 designers working on 3 different projects, but we collectively bring people in here to design with them, not for them, and I think that's a big deal. He's a collective and everything, but we're also maybe suggesting they try something different, or that it's an option they haven't even thought about doing, instead of their own preconceived ideas of consumers.
I think that's really good stuff, and I think the game changer too, on top of that, is after we came up with that concept and we've been doing it for a number of years, having in-house selection services with Amy and Maddie has just been a huge game changer.
Right.
People,
no doubt.
People don't think like they're out on an island going to select everything themselves and getting themselves in trouble by saying, "Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this faucet is," and we can try
$700.
Exactly. It's like, well, we keep it down a little bit. So I think that's been a really big
From a
thing for
selection
us.
standpoint. I mean, do they come mostly with, preconceived stuff, lots of magazine articles, or they come with nothing and they're just saying, "Tell me what to do"?
But it's interesting though, the people that come in and say like yesterday someone said, "I want stainless steel, I know I want stainless steel," and then we showed them other options, and they're like, "Oh, well, I didn't know I could do that."
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's why we
You gotta
showed
walk
you
that
that there's
line.
options. Stainless steel is not the only thing.
Yeah.
So it's a fine balance of making sure they get what they want, but not just giving them what they think is the right thing. Like showing them what we think could also work, and presenting them with the options. So
educating them on what their options
I
are.
like it too that we don't force a ton of different options on them up front. So if we, in our scope of work, say we've got this faucet selected, they're going to tell us right away whether they like that model or not. And then it forces them to look elsewhere and say, well, I don't really like this, but I like the color. Maybe in this type of,
Design.
different design.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they kind of answer those questions. So it's not like we're forcing them into one specific
And I
model.
think that's a whole idea of walking people through what's a trend versus what's a long-term.
Stable choice.
Yeah. So, the navy blue walls, that was a thing for
Red.
a year.
Yeah.
But, white cabinets, that's going to be a thing for a long time. It's a very classic look. And we can do a lot with that. So, being able to take what's a trend and what people like and what their house looks like and what it, what style it is, and put those all together. I think that's part of that. Being not just designers but remodelers, we bring that special set of skills to take what's there and make it our fit to it.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of design build companies that may outsource their design work, and it seems like whenever we talk to some of the clients that come back around to us, they make the comment, hey, they did have design capabilities, but it seemed to be very disconnected from the people that are actually going to do the work.
Not in-house. Yeah.
But that's how we've always set it up right from the very beginning. Is we were really we had an experience of customers coming to us with a set of plans that they had a designer do, and a couple of things happened. First of all, the designer or architect said it was going to cost this, and what it really cost was this. And so they were not very happy. They were kind of led down the primrose path. And because we're doing it, and that's how we started doing in-house, because we were really redesigning some things that they already brought to us. And we designed from the standpoint of something that is actually buildable, not just something that's pretty on paper.
Looks good, yeah.
And it's a huge difference between how we think through and how we've thought since 1987. What are the problems that this family has, and what do we think as people with families? What do we think is the best way to solve those problems?
Yes.
The architect has always been, you've experienced it, the architect is there for putting a design together in general that makes him look good. We're on the other side. We're trying to put something together that makes our clients' life change.
function
My
better.
question was going to be, how often do the folks that come in and sit in this room and look at the screen and see the floor plans, and then when you bring them to life by doing kind of a walk-in or a step into the room and look up to the right, what do you see, from a CAD standpoint? Does that seem to help those clients visualize what's going on and
Yeah.
gets them involved?
Yeah. Especially like, if I'm standing at my sink, what am I gonna see?
Yeah.
So can I see into the living room from my kitchen sink? Or, that's a
The only
huge
people that are interested in the floor plans and the elevations are us.
Yeah.
The second part is the selections we've already mentioned. So, instead of putting placeholders in for our things of countertops and this kind of cabinet, and, during the design process, we'll be asking, do you want a painted cabinet? Do you want a stained cabinet? Do you want a, fancy door style? Do you want, and we're gonna embed those prices in the project, so when we sell it and we sign it and it's ready to go, it's a review process with Madeline and Amy to say, do you remember when you selected this and are you still good? Now you can still change it.
Sure.
If you want to, but it's not a placeholder that doesn't have any content. It's an actual selection. The other one thing I wanted to mention too that's very different about the buying process is that referring back to the here's your drawing, here's your price, do you want it or not? Our budget engineering is a big part of what we do. Meaning, we have this list of these are the things we wanted to add to our home, several different areas. We want this, and we show it to them and we say, well, here it all is, and it looks beautiful, but it's more than your intended budget. So what are we going to do about that? So we're going to make a priority list of the things that we definitely want to maintain, the things that we could do away with to save a little bit of money, and we'll meet 3 or 4 times just after that initial presentation just to get everything locked down.
Right.
And that's very beneficial
It
to
is.
everybody.
What people don't always realize, some of that stuff can be phased. We can have it done in a way that enable it to be added on in the future.
I've had that, very conversation with a lot of potential clients at first. I don't want a, great big Taj Mahal kitchen that's totally contemporary in my 1972 range.
Right, it doesn't
You know what I mean?
fit.
Because that makes us look bad, and it does make the client look bad.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather walk from a job that's just not the right fit.
Yeah.
Some will do.
Yeah. It's solving.
There's plenty of contractors out there who'll do whatever.
From a sales standpoint, I've been doing it for a long time, just like Phil. And, the sales process is a lot longer than it used to be. Because, back in the day with the here's your
More
drawings,
choices.
price, do you want it?
Yeah.
There was a lot of room for error, and they really were trusted.
Yeah, because they didn't really know what they were
They
getting.
don't know what those drawings look like.
Right.
And so now it's a longer process, but the customer satisfaction is through the roof.